So we're back with Jack, and we're going to ask one more question today.
Okay.
So Jack, as the owner of a family business, I know we need a succession plan. We really do not have one, and it's time for me to think about retirement. Can you help this guy out?
It's a huge piece of our business. The succession story, I was in a meeting with an executive this morning, equity holder of a small privately held company here in the Atlanta area. Almost exactly the same question. And almost, it came with almost a little bit of embarrassment, which is very typical. Look, we've been in the case of this company, so I'm the second generation. My father founded the company in the early 50s. I'm a baby boomer. I'm thinking about retirement. I'm not ready to retire. I don't want to stop working. I see myself working for at least another 10 years. But we really don't have a succession plan. What does it look like? The first question we typically ask in approaching an organization where there's a succession story is, what are the authentic goals of the key stakeholders, of the owners? If we don't know that, the succession story becomes flawed. And you see a lot of them like that. In fact, I've seen a lot of consulting companies get involved with businesses like that, and it's a very transactional, off-the-shelf type of a thing. Well, here's the checklist, and we're going to do this, 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 and this, and so Freddie's going to be the new CEO, and Janie's going to be the new CEO. So, see, right? You ready? Blah blah blah. And here's the bill. That's inauthentic. It won't last, and especially in the case of a family-owned business. But it doesn't have to be family-owned business. What happens is the legacy is almost always flawed, if legacy is what's chosen. So in approaching a question like that, the first thing I will most often do is sit down first one-on-one with the equity stakeholders of the company. Jane, what are your authentic goals here with the company? Fred, what are your authentic goals with the company? Bob, where do you really want to see this go? Dad, you founded this place in 1952. You're semi-retired now, but you're still a board emeritus member. What do you want to see happen? And very often, so I never thought about this type of stuff. So we're thinking about it now. What are the authentic goals? When we have an inventory of what that looks like, then we're able to come back to the owner group and say, all of you seem to be enthused over the fact that this company's name's going to last. Your name's attached to this. It will forever be attached to this. Or you're split, 50-50. 50% of the people want to see the company sold, 50% want continuity, whatever it turns out to be. The real issue, though, is you can't just create a plan without knowing what the authentic goals of that ownership group really look like. When we know that, there's multiple pathways we can take the group down in terms of succession scenarios. With that information missing, it's not a good involvement.
Well, what would you say should be their first step before they come in to see you?
Think about where you would like this company to be if you want it to be somewhere 5 years from now. Do you want your name attached? Do you care? Do you want it sold? Do you want your share just sold and the thing evaporates? Think about your name. Think about not only the real equity, but the sweat equity you've put into this. What do you want to make of that? You personally, it's an authentic goal. What do you want to see happen 5 years from now with this company? It's typically it's a good question to begin with.
Great. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.